What's up, everybody? My name is Ethan Duncan. Welcome to the Life Planning Podcast. Today, I'm here with my very good friend Evan from Evan Sports Corner, as we're obviously streaming on his channel today, and it's NHL playoff season. So let's
Yep.
go, boys.
It's gonna be a big. It's gonna be exciting. Lots of good matchups, and I'm excited. It should be a fun one.
It really should be. So, as we're gonna go ahead and look through some brackets today, we might even get to look at the tank for Bedard if we have enough time, as
Yeah.
well as who we think can really clutch up and win the Stanley Cup. And I think my friend Evan here might be hinting at us with his hat and jersey, potentially who we think could win.
Cool.
So, yeah. And I'm being bipartisan today and just wearing my Hartford Whalers hat. So,
Of
yeah,
course.
should be
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, you don't really got a dog in this fight. Your team's not there
Yeah,
yet.
as a
Favorites, right?
Vancouver Canucks fan, it's not really not really my year.
For sure. So, do you want to get started with our brackets here? We each made a bracket for our predictions for this year's playoffs. Should be again a very good playoff. A lot of
Yep.
good players in this one. Ethan? You want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. So I'll go ahead and oops, there's the stream right there, guys. All right,
Okay.
there we go. Now I have my bracket up on the stream, and we'll go ahead and go through mine. So,
Oh,
so to start off in the first round, I have the defending Stanley Cup champions defeating the Seattle Kraken. What do you have, Evan?
well, I'm trying to pull up my bracket here real quick. Okay, let me change that. Robo. Um, Robo. I think I have the Avalanche winning as well in round one. I mean, they're defending Stanley Cup champs, So I mean, you can't bet against the best, They're the defending
Yeah,
champs. There's no reason to think that they're gonna go out round one.
definitely, definitely. And then the thing is with Colorado Avalanche is unfortunately their captain Gabriel Landeskog is out, so that's going to be a pretty big blow. But obviously, I think they have better goaltending. They got Alexander Georgiev, and of course they got Nathan McKinnon, and then they got Mikko Rantanen and Cale Makar, who've been tearing it up on defense. So I think
Yeah.
it's going to be a quick one. That's why I chose them to go in five. How about you in the games?
So for Colorado, I had them taking down the Kraken in I think five. I mean I don't know. The Kraken are young. They're a team that's on the come up. Their expansion team last year, so they're just kind of getting new. They're testing the waters this whole playoff thing. Don't really. I mean, maybe they could go on a Vegas Golden Knights type of run, but most likely, I think the more experienced team will take them out. Colorado's just really good. They know what they're
Yeah,
doing.
I agree. I agree. I don't think there's going to be some Vegas night like magic that the Vegas Knights had a few years ago.
Yeah,
So I don't think that's going to happen. But it's good to see Seattle in there, get that new market, some playoff games, meaningful games. You love to see it,
for
especially
sure.
after the poor performance last season. Anyways, let's move on to the next series, which would be your Dallas Stars versus the Minnesota Wild.
Right.
Let's have your take on this one.
Well, as a Stars fan, I've watched the Stars for a little while now, a few years, and I know that this team, I do not think this team is going out round one. It's going to be a good series. The Wild are a very good team, great goaltending. Philip Gustafson's been tearing it up all year. I think they got a good team over there. Kirill Kaprizov is a superstar. They're a good team. Lots of respect to the Wild, but I think I got the Stars taking it in 7 games. I mean, come on, man. This is my Stars. I know that we can win in the playoffs. We got a great goaltender in Jake Ottinger, and I got him in 7. I think it's going to be a
Yeah.
really good series. Starts tomorrow at 8:30. For sure be streaming that one.
Definitely.
But I can't go against my team, man. I
I
can't go
get
against
that.
them boys.
I get that. I'm on the other way. I got what some would say would be the upset. I have the Minnesota Wild going, as you can see on the screen right there. And
Yeah.
the reason why I have the Minnesota Wild going is they got Philip Gustafson, but then they also got the, the future Hall of Famer Marc-Andre Fleury, who has plenty of playoff experience in multiple markets. I think he'll be able to stave off the Stars. If I don't know if he's played the Stars in the playoffs before. I honestly
Sorry.
can't remember. Yeah, he did,
Was he there
right?
in Vegas when we played them?
I think Robin Leonard was the goalie for the. I think yeah, Robert Leonard was like the main goalie that season. Because I remember
Yeah.
the Gurianov
Oh
OT
yeah, of
winner.
course. I
So
love that. I love that play.
yeah, as a Stars fan, you would love that. But
That was a
the other
great.
reason is I mean I watched the Wild a lot at the end of the season. I really loved their fire. Definitely got into some heated games there. Uh, and of course, they have the likes of like Kirill Kaprizov, Joel Eriksson Ek, uh, Matt Boldy. Matt Boldy, the defenseman, really stepped up this season, which is another player that we didn't really expect to see that would happen, but it did. So that's why I have the
Yeah.
Wild over the Stars, but it could go either way, and that's why I did it in seven.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's
Uh,
gonna be a very good series. I would be shocked if this one doesn't go to at least 6 games. Like there's just no way. Both teams are really good.
yeah,
Division rivals, obviously. That I'm expecting some fights this series for sure, as well. I mean, it's playoff hockey and Big D. I'm excited, man. Tomorrow is gonna be a great day. I'm expecting a big dub to open up the series
yep,
for
yep,
my Stars, but yeah. So what else do we have? The next matchup is the Vegas Golden Knights and the Winnipeg Jets.
yes, sir.
I got personally for me, I got Vegas in 6. You know, Vegas has been a team that's been in the playoffs a lot ever since they've come into the league. Although I think didn't they miss the playoffs last year?
They did. They did. It was the first time last
But
year. Had some injury
I think
troubles,
that
but
this is a team that knows how to win. They can get big W's in the playoffs. They got some big time players, and they got really solid goaltending. The Jets kind of tailed off. I mean, at one point in the season, them and the Stars were neck and neck for the Central Division, and as the season progressed, Winnipeg fell off, and I think that will continue in the playoffs. I mean, they can take a game or two against Vegas, but I think Vegas has got that series.
yeah, I think Vegas has got the series in the bag too against Winnipeg, because Winnipeg obviously they have Hellebuck, who's as always going to be a Vezina candidate, but
Yeah,
especially with their stint in January and February, you could really just see them drop off, get out of that contention for the Central Division, and yeah, I don't know. Vegas
for
has
sure.
round one definitely. So yeah,
Yeah, Vegas is a team that's got like legitimate Stanley Cup aspirations, so they should not lose round one.
definitely. And they also got Jack Eichel, who's looking to actually play playoff games for the first time in his career. So
Good for Jack. My mom loves Jack. He went to BU, so she's a big Eichel fan. Let's go,
yeah,
baby.
yeah.
All right.
Next we
So the
got
next, yeah,
you go for it, man. You go for it. Oilers Kings.
Oilers and I mean, look, I really again this is where like my hockey knowledge, I don't really know. I think the Kings are pretty good, but the Oilers got two of the best in the game, and McDavid and Drysdale. Nugent Hopkins has also had a terrific season, along with Stuart Skinner, who's been a really really good goalie for them throughout the season. So Edmonton's got a really well-rounded squad, and they definitely are looking like they're going to make a deep playoff run. And the Kings, look, I mean, I know they got like Drew Doughty and stuff. But I mean, I just from what I know, looks like the Oilers is the deeper and better team.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
Oilers,
I could definitely see a scenario where the Kings come out of this, but with the Oilers having Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, and then they actually have some confident goaltending this year with Stuart Skinner, who has really came into his own this year. So you love to see that.
for sure.
And but on the other side for the Kings, even though I have the Oilers coming out against the Kings, we can give the Kings some credit here. They traded for Jonas Corposalo, and we didn't even mention that Jonathan Quick is on the Knights now. So that can be
Great,
a factor in the series. We glanced over that fact, but
yeah.
Jonas
Johnny,
Corposalo and also Phoenix Copley, they'll be carrying the Kings into the playoffs. So two good goaltenders there, but I think Stuart Skinner's got them, and the powerhouse of McDavid and Draisaitl. You really can't touch that. Even though they got
for
like
sure.
Quinton Byfield and uh, Victor Arvidsson, who they picked up, who's really heated up after the trade deadline. Really good acquisition, but you know,
He played for the Predators back in the day, didn't he, Victor Arvidsson?
it sounds right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're pretty much for the most part through this Western conference part of the bracket, we're pretty much agreeing here, other than the Stars.
Yep.
Going over to the Eastern Conference here, round one, the first matchup. I think it's a pretty easy one for, at least for me. Boston, I got them taking down Florida in 5. I mean, Boston's just been far and away the best team in the league this year. And even though that President's Trophy curse is a real thing, I don't think it's going to affect the Bruins in round one. I think that they're too good. The Panthers are a good team, obviously. They got Matthew Tkachuk, right? That's the team, Tkachuk.
Yep. That is where Matthew
Great
Tkachuk
player,
is.
balled out all season, but I just think that Boston's just too good, too deep. I got them in 5.
Yeah. I don't see this as being a scenario that we saw with Columbus and Tampa 3 years ago, or maybe it was 4 years ago. Yeah, 2019. Yeah, Tampa had a monster year just like Boston did, but this is the best regular season team like ever. And they got Swayman and Ullmark as their goaltending tandem. And then you also, yeah, so it's gonna be pretty cool. But as you mentioned, Brady Tkachuk, on the other end they have Brad Marchand. So two I guess you could say stinkers on both teams. That should be kind of fun.
Are we gonna see Tkachuk and Marchand drop the gloves in this series?
I would say that is very likely. I don't know why that wouldn't happen. So
that'd be the Rangers are killing it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you say Boston as well? Boston?
Yeah, I do say Boston in 5 as well. Honestly, I was regretting that Boston in 5 pick. I even think they can sweep them. The 5 is just
really?
kind of like, I don't know.
We're being generous. We're giving Florida.
We're being generous to Florida, yeah.
Maybe they can take a game on their home ice or something. I don't know.
I don't know. Some have said that the Panthers have been playing playoff games like the last 2 weeks because they were all must-win games going into it. So you could give them that, but I mean the Bruins had a lot of stakes too with their record on the line. So either way, we're going Bruins. All right, next series.
Next series. I know that this one is one. I think that we're gonna have different opinions on this one. Tampa Bay versus Toronto.
Yep. So for Tampa Bay versus Toronto, I have the Toronto Maple Leafs conquering their demons and winning in the first round for the first time since I believe it was 2003. It's been 20 years.
I was born.
I know, same as well. Pretty crazy. They're gonna win in the first round. 7th time's the charm, 7th time's the charm. With the Predators and Penguins and the Capitals all not making the playoffs, it's funny. The Leafs now have the record for most playoff appearances in a row, yet they lost in all 7 of them.
They still haven't made out the first round.
Yeah. So
this is where, for me on this, I've been, the Stars fan, I've been hurt by Tampa Bay. I know what this team is capable of. They're, obviously every dynasty has to come to an end, and Tampa Bay had a really great 3-year run there, made 3 straight cups, won 2 of them, and maybe they probably are at the tail end of the dynasty, but I still think they got this series in them. I think they're taking down Toronto in 6 games. I think it's going to be a really good series, but Tampa Bay's got Vasilevsky in net, and he can keep them in games and help them win, steal games from Toronto. And Tampa Bay's got a lot of firepower. I mean, they got Kucherov, they got Stamkos, they got Hedman, they got Sergachev, they got Point. They got a great squad. I mean, obviously they've made the cup the last 3 years. They're crazy. I don't know. I just think that Toronto is a known choker, and I think that Tampa Bay will take them out in round 1, as they do. But I mean, Toronto's a great team. They got Matthews, and it should be a very good series. I'm expecting an entertaining series between these 2 teams.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going with the experience.
I can definitely see that. Is I don't know. Everyone's gonna go against the Leafs because you can't pick the Leafs, But then at the same time, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the Leafs line combinations for this year on the stream, and if we compare
combos. O'Reilly now.
They do have O'Reilly now. So Michael Bunting, who has been amazing, really great deal. His contract expires this year. We got Michael Bunting, Austin Matthews, Mitch Marner, and then right here we have Matthew Knies, who is coming out of Michigan. out of the NCAA. He won I think he was a Hobie Baker finalist, or he won it. I'm not sure which one it is to be exact. And then, of
Yeah.
course, Ryan O'Reilly. He's got the Stanley Cup
Yep.
pedigree in
sure,
St.
for
Louis,
sure.
and then William Nylander. And then Alex Kerfoot. This guy was on their second line last year. They got enough pieces to move him down, and I think the second line role fits him. They got some good depth. I think the one thing that'll hurt him is these defensive pairings. Yes, Luke Shin's been
Yeah.
great, but Justin Hall as your first pairing, I personally don't think that's good enough to win a cup. But that is just me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think look, Toronto's great. They got a good team, but it seems, and this might be the best team that they've had in the last 7 years, or at least one of them. But at the end of the day, it's like with the Cowboys. Can they overcome the culture to win, to get over the hump? Like, it's all about, can they get over the hump of being, because, like, would you say that the Leafs are kind of like the Yankees, or the
Definitely.
Lakers? Like, they're
Easily.
a big market team
They are.
with
They
all
are.
the star power, but all those teams have underperformed. Although the Lakers did get a playoff win today, but at the end of the day, can Toronto get over the hump and finally get past the first round? We'll soon see. It should be a great series, though. I mean, Toronto has a habit of losing in Game 7, so hopefully they don't go there this year. They're going to have to take care of them early.
Yeah, I know.
We spent a decent amount of time talking about that series, which is good because that's a good series. That's one of the best.
It's one of the hype series. We've known about it for a few months, so definitely, yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's move on to the next one.
I don't know if I'm wrong. I mean, this is kind of a series I really didn't know much about. I bet you do more, but I had Carolina taking down the Islanders in 5. I don't know. I think Carolina's a really good team, but I could be wrong. What do you have for that series?
I'm actually going the other way, and I'm nervous about this pick, but you got to pick the underdogs in the NHL because it's like March Madness. You don't know which way it's going to go, and so I'm going with the Islanders. But my guy Bo Horvat, he may have dissed Vancouver a little bit. I still love him, so I'm going with Bo Horvat and the Islanders take it all the way to the Stanley or the second round, not the finals. No.
Really?
No.
I mean, don't the Islanders got like Ilya Sorokin?
They do have Ilya Sorokin, top 3 goaltender in the league. So
that, like, when it comes down to the playoffs, it's like I've said this before. I think I said it in the stream the other day. It's like having a good goalie in hockey, like an elite goalie in the playoffs, is like having. When it comes down to the playoffs, it's like I've said this before. I think I said this the other day. It's like having a good goalie in hockey, like an elite goalie in the. Elite goalie in the playoffs is like having.
all right, it died there, but we're okay.
Technical difficulties. Please stand by. Is on the stream right now. I
yeah,
saw that.
yeah. I just put that up. All right.
Is it? Are we? We're still live.
We're still live.
Is it good?
See, OBS is still frozen, so. But it's good to see that did change on the stream, right?
Yeah. It says technical difficulties. Please stand by. That's a good thing. All
right, I'll try and hop back into it. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh wait, they can hear us actually. I'm dumb. All right.
You're good.
Very funny. All right, let's go. Okay, it should be switching over to this now. Camera should still hopefully be on, and we're gonna keep on pressing on. So, anyways, what were you saying about
The
um,
goalie.
yeah, yeah,
I was talking about how like a goalie can like steal a game. Like a really good goalie like a Sorokin can like steal a game from the opposing team. That's what I was trying to say.
yeah, yeah. I agree. I mean, that's not to say that the Hurricanes don't have a good goalie because they obviously do. As in I'm gonna reset my camera while I'm talking. But they have a good goalie in oh my goodness, I'm blanking. Mr. Freddie Anderson, bro. That took a while. And
Oh,
Antti
Freddie Anderson.
Ranta. So yeah, they definitely have good goaltending and yeah.
Yeah, it should be. So you got the Islanders taking it. I mean, I just know that Carolina has been a pretty successful team. They got Aho. They got Svechnikov's hurt. They've got Martin Nikas, I think is the dude's name. Like,
Yeah.
they got Dougie too. Dougie Hamilton.
They do. No, Dougie Hamilton's on the Devils. So
Oh, the big Dougie.
yep, yep.
Yeah. So honestly, like, I mean, I don't know. I thought that the the Hurricanes were the better team, but you never know. I mean, again, it's hockey. It could go either way. Sorokin could for sure steal a game or two from the
Yeah.
Hurricanes, or even lead them to the series win. I mean, it's gonna be a competitive series.
It definitely is. So that's my upset pick probably is the Islanders. It looks like the stream's back to normal, which I love to see. And we're gonna go
Awesome.
to the last one of the first round, the Devils versus the Rangers.
I'm interested to see your take because I made an interesting pick.
All right, let's hear that interesting pick.
Well, I don't know if it's like the interesting pick or if it's like the lame pick or like I don't really know. I haven't really like looked at NHL like betting or whatever to see who's favored. But what I did do is I chose the New York Rangers in 7 games because I just think that first of all, and again I could be wrong, but the Rangers, they were very aggressive this year at the deadline. They got Patrick Kane and Vladimir Tarasenko to bolster their offense. Adam Fox is one of the best defensemen in the league. And of course, like I said, how you gotta have a goalie to carry you out there. Igor Shesterkin is that guy, and he can for sure help out the help out the Rangers. And I mean, again, no slight. The Devils are a great team. They got Jack Hughes, who's really emerged into a superstar this year for them. And we talked about Dougie Hamilton a little bit ago. I guess I thought he was in the Hurricanes, but he's a good defenseman. I mean, I think this is a good series. I have the Rangers in 7. I think it's gonna be close.
Yeah, I
But
definitely agree with you actually, which is why I picked the Rangers to also win in the first round.
how many
So,
games?
game 7. I think I might have
Same. Oh wow,
too many.
like.
I think I might have too many game 7s, but it's all right.
Hey, we as fans, we hope for competitive series. We want to have
Exactly.
competitive. I think I had the Stars going to 7. I think I only had 2 game 7s this series and the Stars
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I'd like for the Star series to be over in 4 games with the Stars on top.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
the
let's
like
go.
question.
Okay. My camera's finally back. Thank you. All right.
Oh, nice.
Nice, nice.
So okay,
Anyway,
we were actually even on that. That's cool.
yeah, yeah. There is so I mean I love the Devils. They got Dougie Hamilton, obviously, Luke Hughes, Nico Hischier. They got a good group. They have good goaltending, but I think the Rangers are gonna pull through with Patrick Kane and the rest.
Yeah.
Of course, my camera went away again, but it is what it is.
Oh, camera. Yeah. So now that we're done with the first round, our picks were actually pretty even. But now we're moving on to the second round here. And for my second round matchup, we got the hated rivals, the Colorado Avalanche and the Dallas Stars. Oh man. Oh man. This is a very tough series. Of course, once again, I'm rocking with the Stars though. I got the Stars. Stars in 7 once again, taking down another division round, having taken down the Avalanche and advancing to the conference finals for I think for like the second time this decade. So
Yep,
I don't
yep.
know. The Avalanche are a good team. I think the Stars and the Avalanche are pretty close during the regular season. I think that Jake Ottinger is going to ball out and he's going to steal the series from Colorado. I think that Colorado is going to get up 3-2, and I think that Dallas is going to take the next 2 games, and Ottinger is going to have an incredible Game 7 performance and lead the Stars to victory. That's my prediction for that series.
Nice, nice. So for my prediction, I have the Avalanche versus the Wild, and I think the Avalanche are going to get through them. The Avalanche, defending Stanley Cup champions, they got that pedigree, and I just don't think that the Wild can withstand the Avalanche, and I mean it's just that simple.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't think. Do I have a game in that one? Yeah, I didn't pick games, so yeah.
I mean, neither did I. I just kind of said what I was thinking. I'm thinking it's going to be a 7-game.
Yeah.
All right. Ethan, can get us started with the second round here. My second round matchup. I think we have the same second round matchup, which is Vegas and Edmonton.
Yep. We do have Vegas and Edmonton, and I picked Edmonton there. So
Okay.
yeah. The reason why I picked Edmonton, like I said earlier, they got McDavid, they got Leon. They got all the pieces to make a Stanley Cup run with Stuart Skinner in net. And I think Vegas, they do have Jack Eichel. If Markstrom can come back by this round, then maybe they have a chance. But I don't think it's going to end up happening. It's just how it is. So that's why I have the Oilers. What about you?
Once again, Ethan, I am in agreement with you on this. I got the Oilers winning this one in 6 games, taking out the Knights. I mean, like all there is, you said, the Oilers have been playing great. McDavid and Draisaitl are 2 of the best hockey players on the planet, and I mean, I just think that they got it. Vegas, they've been good in the playoffs. They've had success, but with injuries and I just think that Edmonton's overall the better team. I think that McDavid and Draisaitl are going to have a great series, and Nugent Hopkins. I think Nugent Hopkins is going to have a
15.
really underrated spot.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to yell at it. So yeah, Oilers moving on. So let's go back to the other side of the bracket and check out Toronto and Boston. At least for me, at least.
For me, it's Tampa Bay, Boston.
Yeah.
Although I don't know what you said, but I said Boston.
I said Toronto. I think Toronto's going to deal with their shortcomings in this playoff. They're going to beat the Bruins, who have taunted them many playoffs in a row, going back to 2013. Same thing with Tampa. Tampa has dealt with them last season in a nail-biting series. They dealt with them already in the first round, is what I'm saying. And I think the Bruins are great, but playoff hockey's different, And I think the Leafs have that team to go to the conference final.
Wow. So Ethan not only has the Leafs taking over their playoff demons in the first round, but he doubles down on them and has them taking down the Bruins. Ethan is selling hard. I mean, is biting, or is like, what do you call it? Ethan is like going all in on the Leafs, man.
Yes, I am.
All right.
It could backfire, but that's how it is.
I got Boston taking down Tampa. I think Tampa's not making the cut for a third year. Boston in 6. I think the Bruins take care of Tampa Bay. The Bruins are just the all-around better team, and they've had a great season. Again, the President's Trophy is a real thing, but Boston is, in my opinion, just going to overwhelm Tampa Bay and advance to the conference championship.
Yeah.
So that's just me.
All right.
What is the next round looking like here?
What do you have? You go first. Oh,
wait, you got the Battle of New York, right?
I do have the Battle of New York. So
I'm not on that train. I got Carolina and New York in the second round. And once again, I got the Rangers advancing to the conference finals. I think the Rangers are a really good group. I think that, again, they've got Shesterkin. They've got so much offensive talent. They were very aggressive at the deadline. And so I think that this team is going to be – I think this team is going to go places for sure. I got them taking Carolina down in the second round.
All right. My camera's fixed, but it's not great. So
We got a comment from Evan Meekins, which is actually Zachary Sanders. Hi, Zach. What's good? Zachary Sanders is here, Ethan. Say hi to Zach.
What's up, Zach? How you doing?
Zach is saying
Love
that this is biased.
you said it's biased? What? No,
I mean,
I'm not
my
biased.
predictions, bro. My predictions, okay? If I think the Stars are gonna win the Stanley Cup, which we'll see. Do I think the Stars are gonna? I don't know.
Yeah.
But okay. So sorry to interrupt there. What are you saying about your matchup? Matchup.
Okay, we'll just leave the videos how it is. It's unfortunate, but anyways, so yeah, I had the Battle of New York, and for the Battle of New York, uh, I'm gonna have the Rangers going over. Obviously, I think the Islanders are gonna be good enough to beat Carolina, but New York is just gonna go crazy with Patrick Kane, Artemi
Yeah.
Panarin, Alexi Lafreniere gonna get his first playoff experience, Jacob Trouba. It's gonna be great. Great. It's gonna be great to see the areas of New York come together and battle it out. So that's why we are gonna have the Rangers beat the Islanders. But I think it'll probably go four, no, not 4 games, like 5 or 6 games. But Rangers.
Okay. Okay. Rangers. Okay. So that sets up the conference championship between on my bracket between the Dallas Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. And
Yep.
for me, I am rocking with my squad. I got them taking down the Oilers and going to the Stanley Cup final for the second time in 4 seasons. I think the Stars are just once again. I think Otter's gonna take down. I think it's gonna be a great series again. I think this one is going to 6 or 7 as well. I mean, it's just gonna be another close series, another bad series for my blood pressure. But I think it's gonna be really. I think it's gonna be really. I think there's gonna be a couple overtime games in this series. I have a feeling. I don't know. I just think the Oilers are incredibly talented and obviously a great team. But Morocco and I've been watching the Stars all year, and they've just been a great team. They're on a 6-game win streak going to the playoffs. I think that momentum is going to carry them throughout the postseason, and they're going to go all the way to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
Very confident.
Speaking of momentum, I have two teams that also have a lot of momentum. I have the Colorado Avalanche and once again the Edmonton Oilers. And the Edmonton Oilers, when you talk about momentum, they're going into the playoffs 16-1-2. So they've really
Great.
rallied to the table and gotten the wins they needed to secure their playoff spot. So this is a rematch from last year's Stanley Cup final. But this time I have the Oilers topping the defending champs, the Colorado Avalanche. It's going to be a close one, but I think that Connor McDavid's going to be hungry for a Stanley Cup, man. You can't be the best player ever to win and not win a Stanley Cup, you know.
That
So
is true. That is true. That is a huge knock on your legacy for sure. All right, Ethan, I will let you can Ethan, you can go ahead and tell us what you think about the Eastern Conference Finals.
all right, so the Eastern Conference Finals, we're gonna have the Rangers versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. And yes, I think the Leafs are gonna conquer their demons 2 rounds in a row, but I don't think they can handle the New York Rangers. The New York Rangers made their moves, getting Vlad Tarasenko, uh, Patrick Kane, and then they already got a great group put together. And I think this is their year. They're going to be going to the Stanley Cup Finals. It'll be a good matchup between the Oilers and the Rangers. And yeah, that's what I got. Igor Shesterkin's going to do his job.
All right, for me, I have the Bruins and the Rangers battle of the Northeast squads, Bruins and the Rangers. And I don't know if this is dumb of me to go against the President's Trophy curse, but the Bruins has been so crazy this year. And again, maybe I'm just over analyzing. Maybe I'm just like thinking way too much into the regular season here. But I think the Bruins are just they're just so good, man. I mean, they're so deep from top to bottom. And the Rangers are amazing. Both these teams have obviously had their playoff battles in recent years, but I think the Bruins are coming out on top in this one, and I think that they are going to go to the Stanley Cup final and take on my Stars.
All right.
It's a very, very, very close though, but I think it's going to be the Bruins coming on top for this one.
Okay, so he thinks so. Now who do you think's going to win in that matchup in the finals?
Well, obviously. I love my team, and I've been picking them. I've been riding with them this whole time. I'm saying that we're gonna win and pull off some wins against some great teams, but I think, unfortunately, just like I hope I'm wrong, but like a couple years ago, we played a team that was superior to us in Tampa, and we didn't win that series. And I think the Bruins are better than the Stars in many ways. I think the Bruins are just the better team. I think they're gonna beat us. It's gonna be. I think it could be a competitive series, but the Bruins are all around just a way more well-rounded team than we are. This has been their season, and so I think the Bruins are gonna take down the Stars and they're gonna win the Stanley Cup.
Yep, yep.
That's what I think.
I mean,
I hate to pick against my squad, but I just think that the Bruins are too good.
I mean,
Too good.
you're picking the odds-on favorite. They're favored in Vegas right now. Well warranted.
Yep.
Only 12 regulation losses, so it definitely looks like they could make the run for it. The only reason why I don't have them going that far is President's Trophy winners. And we go back in history and we look at the team that had the wins record, the Detroit Red Wings from the 90s. I don't remember the exact year. They got stumbled in the second round too, so that's why I don't have the Bruins there. But for my Stanley Cup final, I have the Edmonton Oilers and McDavid versus the Boston Bruins and Brad Marchand and Patrice Bergeron. So I think this will be a great series. Oh wait, I'm so dumb. Why did I say the Bruins? Breath. I was thinking about the Bruins.
Rangers.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I have the Rangers, as you saw earlier in the stream. I picked the Rangers to play the Oilers with Patrick Kane, Vlad Tarasenko. I've said their names so many times. I think they made the right moves. They got the right playoff performers with that playoff pedigree.
Yeah.
And I think Igor Shesterkin is the goaltender you want, and you're in the Stanley Cup final, which is why he's gonna hurt every Canadian's dream, and it'll be another year without a Canadian Stanley Cup champion. But it's going to New York.
So Ethan has chosen the New York Rangers to win the Stanley Cup. I mean, I can't argue with that, man. The East is really loaded if you really think about it. They got a lot of great teams. Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, well, that's it. Those are our predictions for the playoffs right there. You heard it here. So whenever the next Lamplighting podcast episode or next Lamplighting podcast stream comes out, be reviewing the first round and seeing how everything shakes out and see how our predictions went.
Yeah.
I'm here to see how this ages. I mean, honestly, I would rather get every single prediction of mine wrong except for the Stars in the first round.
I mean,
I think
every fan would. Yeah, exactly.
Sure. I mean, we got the Jason Robertson jersey on, man. We're ready. I'm ready for tomorrow. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Cannot get here fast enough, man.
I think I really messed up on my tiebreaker for goals scored in the finals, but we won't talk about that. So.
Man.
I put 16 goals, but yeah.
16?
It's so low. That's such a low number. I don't know what I was thinking, but.
So now that we're done with the playoff bracket, we can talk about some of the other storylines around the league. I think you said something. Connor Bedard. If you're a hockey fan, you should probably know that man's name. Yep. If you're not a hockey fan, learn the name because that man is going to be on the ESPN SportsCenter Top 10 sooner than later.
Yes, definitely. In fact, he already has been on it, so he's just that guy.
He is. I mean, the guy is tearing up the, what is it, KHL?
Yeah, CHL, Canadian Hockey League.
CHL. It's been going crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy who's a generational talent. I mean, this guy is going to completely change a franchise. One of the poverty franchises in the NHL could get themselves a franchise player. I mean, we're talking poverty franchise. We're talking about the Ducks, the Coyotes, the Canucks. Oh, the Canucks. Either we say the Canucks or poverty franchise.
Management-wise, yes.
Poverty.
Poverty.
But who do you think is going to get Connor Bedard? Connor Bedard prediction. Lock it in.
All right, I'm gonna pull up Tankathon. I'm gonna pull up Tankathon.com on the stream. So hopefully that should be up. OBS is glitching for me, but when I push buttons, it still does things. So that's good. That's good. Hopefully you guys are seeing it. So the number one odds are the Anaheim Ducks, which the Blackhawks really sold on this because and the Blue Jackets because all they had to do was lose to the Penguins, and all the Penguins had to do was beat them to make the playoffs. So if if they didn't upset the Penguins, then we were looking at a scenario where the Penguins are in the playoffs, and these teams are in the 1 and 2 seed, but instead they have 2 and 3. So the Anaheim Ducks are looking to add to their group of young talent with this draft lottery win, potentially. You want to have some fun and spin the draft lottery real quickly, Evan?
Sure, why not? Oh, Zach has made a comment saying that Trevor Zegras is better than Connor Bedard.
Oh, Trevor Zegras. I don't know, man. When he becomes an Anaheim Duck, we will have to decide that. But Trevor Zegras, obviously he has the stick handling skills like no other. But I think Connor Bedard is just an all around better player. That's just my take. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna send the draft lottery, and the Canadians won the Sabres won the draft lottery, moving up 9 spots, followed by the Canadians moving up 3 spots. Anaheim still takes 1. Columbus takes the fall, and everyone else takes the fall, unfortunately.
Wait, so the Sabres win the draft lottery?
Yeah, but because they were almost a playoff team, they only could move up 10 spots, so they got 4.
So it's impossible for them to get the first pick?
Yeah, you have to be in the top 10. So, like, if we look at...
either way,
you have to be in the top 11, sorry. So the Canucks are, like, the lowest team to get the first overall pick, potentially. So.
Okay. So, yeah. Bro, that's not going to... Even then, like, bro, the league must be, like, rigged if they get the first overall pick for the 3rd time. They've gotten Dahlin and Power, so...
Yeah. Yeah.
They've gotten all the help you need, bro. Come on.
Yeah, but they got number 4 in that sim, so... Yeah. But if they move up to number 4, they're still looking at other great options such as Leo Carlsson and Michal Michkov of the KHL. Michal Michkov could be the next Alexander Ovechkin. Who knows? I don't like comparing players like that, but if you want to get an idea of how he is, that's what people are saying. You have a potential next rivalry, just like we had with Sidney Crosby and Ovechkin, which unfortunately that's dying off, but that's how it is.
You're probably gonna replace that.
Yeah. So as a Canucks fan, I'll be paying attention to this draft lottery very closely. Sure. I'll be happy if we move up any spots at all, to be honest.
This is my prediction. Lock it in. My Connor Bedard prediction is the Columbus Blue Jackets. I think the Blue Jackets are going to get lucky and get Connor Bedard. That's my prediction.
All right. That'd be good for the Blue Jackets. They already got some good veteran talent in Johnny Gaudreau, Zach Werenski. So that would be a good addition. I think the Blue Jackets will be a playoff team in the next 2 years again, for sure.
However, if I had to choose who I want to get Connor Bedard, I want the Canucks to get Bedard.
Thank you.
Then I want y'all back in the playoffs. Man. It's fun when y'all are good.
Yeah, I'd love to have them in the playoffs too, but I don't know how soon that'll happen.
Bedard.
Yeah, I mean the hometown.
I have a generational talent in Andrei Kuzmenko.
Oh yes, of course. I would say Pettersson's higher, but yeah, I agree, he's great. But the hometown boy Connor Bedard would be a great addition to the Canucks.
We love Andrei Kuzmenko around here.
I just think we won too many games as we were above 500.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah.
It's I think it is pretty cool though that the NBA and the NHL are both getting like generational talents to come in the league at like the same time.
Definitely.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Victor Wembanyama and Connor Bedard, this should be very exciting.
Yeah, it should be fun to see how these 2 guys shape out and transform the future of their sports, you know.
For sure. I'm honestly expecting a great playoff. I mean, again, at the end of the day, I don't really care how my predictions go as long as the Stars win, man. That's all I really care about them today.
Yeah. I mean,
like that's my squad, man. You want to see, but Ethan has the Stars going down in round number 1.
Mm-hmm. So the championship season of the NHL starts tomorrow. That'll be on ESPN and TNT if you want to check that out. But I think that about wraps up our time today. Hopefully you enjoyed our predictions. Let us know your predictions in the comments and chat down below. Yes, Foster, the Canucks do suck. And
Hey, and also, if you guys are here today, be sure to tune in tomorrow. Be back here just streaming once again, but tomorrow will not be predictions. It'll be all biased commentary about the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, make sure.
Sponsor, we're the biggest frauds in the league, buddy. Your team is trash.
Canadians are trash, bro. They're worse than the Canucks,
Canadians
man.
are trash. The Canadians and the Canucks, both teams are bad.
Yep, yep.
But at least the Canucks have Andrei Kuzmenko.
Exactly. Anyways, that'll do it for today. Make sure to check out Evan's stream.